Buster come to the door, and he said to me, "Tucker, we need you." And I said, "What's the trouble?" And he said, "Brian's in a bad way." And I said, "Where is he?" He said, "There he is," and he was hanging over the wall. When I seen him, oh, what a state, terrible. We didn't know what to do, so the only thing we could do was try and get him to hospital. I didn't go into the house, I didn't go into next door, I didn't go to Tommy's house. It was just Brian on the wall, in a terrible state. So I got the car out, put all the blankets over the seats and everything, and then got him in the car. To this day, I honestly thought he was dead. I thought when we got him in the car, he was dead, and you just couldn't believe it. We had the lights on and everything, and the only thing we could do is get him to an hospital. So we had to take him to the nearest one, which was the James Cook. We would never have got to, in my opinion, we would never have got to the General because of the traffic at that time of night. But we got him there. As luck happened, the porter on duty knew me, and the exact words I said was, "Problems." And he said, "Tucker, it's Brian." I said, "Yes, it is, it's Brian." We got him into a wheelchair. We don't know, by this time there was 4 of us getting him into the wheelchair, because he was a big guy. And then the last words I said was, "Buster, stop with him, right? I'm going back to see what's happened in Tommy's house and see what damage has been done there." And I said to the porter, "If anybody comes looking for us, taxi driver." The taxi driver's been. I come back, the rest is history. You couldn't describe it. You couldn't describe how it was. How, when you look at it, when I looked at it then, and then I knew that he was in hospital fighting for his life, I thought to myself, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. And I couldn't believe it. And then I kept in touch with the hospital through the porter. He was telling me he's in a bad way. He had more visitors than enough just to see that it was him. Looking to see what would happen to him. The thing was, when we known Brian as well as I did, it was a friend. So I would have done anything to anybody, but he was also a friend of mine. We'd also been here and there together. So the only good thing about it was he's with us now, and when I seen him come out, and that was it, and we've met him a few times since, and as good friends we were at the time. We were good friends, but because of this, it's like two cowboys, like two blood brothers. You know, you know, I only have to pick the phone up, and I know Brian will be here. And don't get me wrong, he's been here for me, and people who see this will see and know what I mean to him and what he means to me. He has a big friend. He has a bigger friend than he knows, and it's my son Mark. And he's disabled. He's profoundly deaf and that. He's working, but when somebody was trying to take the mickey out of him, Brian was the first man there saying, "Leave it all to me," and that's what he does. And that's the type of guy he was with us. We've been the same. We all know what Brian's done in life, but what people don't know is they don't know the other side of Brian. He has a soft side. He has a soft side. It's unusual, but people look at, when you mention Brian Cockerill's name, they look at this, that, and the other, and what went on next door. But then when I'm sat there in the pub, I can give a different side of the story. I can give the soft side of Brian. You know, as my son will tell you, if my son was here now, he would tell you, he thinks the world of him, you know, because he looks after him like a godfather.
Thank the man, because I wouldn't be here today.
Can I just want to tell you one thing about Brian? Just want to tell you one thing. So this is you can cut this out if you like. But we were in a club one night, and three guys assaulted somebody in the club we were at, and Brian was there. So what Brian did, he went to the hospital to confront these lads, right? When he went into the hospital, when he went in, right? When he went into the hospital, all he was going to do was talk to the people for assaulting somebody, right? What we found out, the doctor come up to Brian and said to Brian, "I'd like to thank you, sir." He said, "It's unusual that you've come in," but he said, since these 3 people have come in, they've already assaulted 2 nurses. So Brian went then. Brian done what he had to do.
I tell you exactly what I said. I said to them, you won't need a doctor or a nurse, you need an undertaker if you don't behave yourself. And they just packed in straight away. And these people here trying to help the heroes.
So that's the softer side, see.